So we are live. We're trying this live. If we have any listeners out there, certainly you can make some comments and give us some thumbs up. Um, we're going to go from this opening transition to so you can see who today's guests are. So as we transition to that screen for you, I do have some special guests. we we have Goose Gossage and Burt Reynolds. So, otherwise, no. Yeah. So we so today is April 22nd. We have today's official guests, bringing in Coach Long, who certainly is sporting his best '70s baseball attire. Um, we do have Doug Snyder here, who's going to be talking on behalf of OHSAA, because a lot of our kids have been certainly been dreading for that information that came out. Many coaches also, so that's kind of our main talking points today. We wanted to go live and test the system because eventually we are going to be doing this for different awards. So we wanted to test the system today. So Mr. Long, we've seen you inside of faculty meetings, certainly been active in class. So we want to begin by asking you, we talked to Harbor last week. He talked about what art looks like in his house. What's PE look like for you? Hey, it was just a few years ago that Long, we teamed up on The Biggest Loser, and I think our team, did we win, or we were in the top three? Yeah, we didn't have much to lose, but we were just trying to uh, lean out a little bit more. Yeah, Likla did help us a lot with the percentages. Hey, and Floyd has joined us today. Uh, Mr. Snyder, can you talk to us as we've already read saw the tweets, but kind of just from an AD, kind of not a directive, but just kind of a clarity. Uh, Snodgrass sent a communication out, OHSAA, and so we just want to hear from our athletic director on kind of things that we're potentially planning for our spring sports athletes. So you and I have talked many times since March over this, and you've talked with other ADs. One of the things that I do want to award our spring athletes is their letters for achieving that opportunity to be on a team, regardless of not being able to fulfill that season. But I think it's the right thing to do. Coach Long, we have talked since the week that this was going down in the gym of, the no contact, you know, the fact that it was kind of unbelievable that we were actually preparing for this, and then we prepared for this, and then OHSA had all these different statements about, players not, getting together knowingly to work out, and now it's closed. Have you talked to all your athletes? Like, what's going on in their mind now that they're going to be eventually released, but then also not released to really anything organized yet? no doubt. What's also pretty cool is that many of your guys um, still are giving back because they had a senior project that they wanted to complete for their for this field, kind of leaving a legacy. Um, can you talk a little bit about like what they were working on that will leave their mark with generations of athletes? So Mr. Bandera has joined us. He's been in meetings also all day. Um, Wherever Mr. Long is located on your screen, could you take a notice of his upper lip? All right. So well, he'll come back with full glory. You guys look like you're like the three amigos. So, Mr. Snyder, you certainly been out of school for many years. You are currently, obviously, as an educator. Did you have arts and crafts today? You need. I still need a, but that is a true. you you do look like Wyatt Earp. Um, Hey, what kind of projects have you been doing in your house? I know that you had a couple ideas. What have you been working on, Mr. Long? Oh yeah. You, hey, Mr. Bandera. Since we are going live, we actually have our first guest who's actually trying to comment on here, and it is your buddy Andrew Dreher. Mr. Bandera, you do play co-ed softball in the summer. Hey, Mr. Snyder, is Cooper back home? Did I hear him today? When is he officially done with his schoolwork? Brian, how the Larry Nance. Brian, how are the girls? We've watched them grow over the years. I'm sure they're still sprouting. Okay. It's really good. Have you talked to your brother because he's also a coach and educator, right, in Pennsylvania? And same story. They're locked down, and they were locked down longer than we were. Every day, like clockwork, Sydney and Savannah downstairs, two bow nets. They go through four buckets each. Then they not every day is different. You can't really go outside to pitch, but they've been pitching into the bow net from like 10 feet just to get that repetition going. It's so important. So a couple of things before we head out, because I'm not sure if Mr. Bandiera, you heading out to the little gathering today? So is Mr. Higham. We're going to be celebrating a young man's 18th birthday and kind of saying a little hello to him. So maybe that could be our shout out there at the end. Do you have specific things that you want to ask us? Because then we're going to end with shout outs that you have for anyone you want to give a shout out to. Any questions for us? You don't have to have questions. You go to all of our meetings, just so it's just a matter of principle that we ask you. Every day. I I can tell you that I try to get him into this live, and he's like, I can't. I'm on the way home from Costco. Didn't have diapers or wipes. Sorry. You have to keep in mind that the average high school bat that kids use is between 32 and 33. And Mr. Kovac is only 48 inches tall. Me we we have met our students in many different meetings, and some of them are actually requesting meetings. Like Mr. Bandera has his day-to-day meetings with a few kids, and On top of that, he's always in meetings with other parents and teachers and students. Likewise, this past week I've been in with a lot with seniors. Today I had a meeting with Claire Myroff. Yesterday I had a meeting with senior class advisors. Tomorrow we're meeting with all seniors because by Friday we want to have many videos created for our parents and our students about events. So we'll have to touch base with Snyder about some of those because they are athletically related. So we've been connecting with them. It's not the same. Like this is fun that we're doing this to close out our day, but it's not the same as all five of us being in Snyder's office laughing at something. So do you want to give any shout outs, final shout outs? Anyone out there you want to give a shout out to? Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Um, Certainly keep in mind if you are interested in joining us, anyone that's listening out there right now, we have some live viewers out there, so if they want to join us they can. We want to get grade level bands in here, some 8th graders, some 9th graders, 10th, 11th, and certainly all of our 12th graders. I want to bring in Dr. Hanlon to talk a little bit about how we're going to close out the year. But Mr. Long, we appreciate your time. Mr. Snyder, the three amigos. Here it comes. All right. So if I start growing out my facial hair, because I am Italian, first thing that happens that I found out last or 2 weekends ago is that my entire sides are bright white, and I have the thickest mustache. That by tomorrow morning, if you guys say grow a mustache, I'll have a mustache. All right. So So I see that Coach Long, you are starting to have the mustache of like Andy Reid's grandson. No, but Andrew Dreyer will. He's got a lot of friends. They all live by Mrs. Hetrick. Ooh, that's a great question. Strunk, is he sporting the Longhorn? Uh, Wait a second. What in God's name's happening to you? You, you are on mute. You're not. Now you can't see. Um, I actually invited him, but are you Back to the Future? We're just glad you're not driving. Did you see Long's mustache? Hey, Kovac, it's looking like you're starting to grow a Spencer. You can starting to get those two handles that we can start to braid. So, Mr. Bandiera, Mr. Higham, we have to get on the road. Today we are going to give our shout outs to Johnny Ross and his 18th birthday. So, all right. Thanks again, guys. All of our live listeners currently out there, which I will give you a magic number that there are currently 5 people streaming us live. And so we got the 5. So I'm you 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 know it's hilarious because the way you just said that whole sentence, you sounded like you're going to Ditka's down there with Ditka's and the Bears, the Bulls. I'll be back in 7 days with a bigger mustache. All right. See you guys.